Ohio is a state in the Midwestern region of the United States. It borders Lake Erie to the north, Pennsylvania to the east, West Virginia to the southeast, Kentucky to the southwest, Indiana to the west, and Michigan to the northwest. Of the 50 U.S. states, it is the 34th largest by area. With a population of nearly 11.8 million, Ohio is the 7th most populous and 10th most densely populated state. Its capital and most populous city is Columbus, with other large population centers including Cleveland, Cincinnati, Dayton, Akron, and Toledo. Ohio is nicknamed the Buckeye State after its Ohio Buckeye trees, and Ohioans are also known as Buckeyes. Its flag is the only non-rectangular flag of all U.S. states. Ohio derives its name from the Ohio River that forms its southern border, which, in turn, originated from the Seneca word Ohio meaning good river, great river, or large creek. The state was home to several ancient indigenous civilizations. With humans present as early as 10,000 BCE, it arose from the lands west of the Appalachian Mountains that were contested by various native tribes and European colonists from the 17th century through the Northwest Indian Wars of the late 18th century. Ohio was partitioned from the Northwest Territory, the first frontier of the new United States, becoming the 17th state admitted to the Union on March 1, 1803, and the first under the Northwest Ordinance. It was the first post-colonial free state admitted to the Union and became one of the earliest and most influential industrial powerhouses during the 20th century. Although it has transitioned to a more information and service-based economy in the 21st century, it remains an industrial state, ranking 7th in GDP as of 2019, with the third largest manufacturing sector and second largest automobile production. Modeled on its federal counterpart, Ohio's government is composed of the executive branch, led by the governor, the legislative branch consisting of the bicameral Ohio General Assembly, and the judicial branch, led by the state Supreme Court. Ohio occupies 15 seats in the United States House of Representatives, the 7th largest delegation. 7 presidents of the United States have come from Ohio, earning it the moniker the Mother of Presidents. The northern cardinal is a medium-sized songbird with a distinctive crest, large red bill, and long tail. Males are bright red with a black mask on their face, while females are light brown or light greenish-brown with reddish highlights. Both males and females sing complex songs, especially in the spring and early summer. Cardinals are year-round residents in the eastern United States and Midwest, extending into western Texas and southern Arizona. Dianthus caryophyllus, also known as the carnation or clove pink, is a species of Dianthus native to the Mediterranean region. It is a herbaceous perennial plant that can be grown as an annual. Carnations are prized for their vibrant colors, delicate fringed petals, and enchanting fragrance. They are widely used as cut flowers and potted in yard flowers and in the landscaping of flower beds. Carnations do best in full sun to partial shade. The Ohio Buckeye Aesculus glabra is a tree native to North America and a member of the soapberry family. It is Ohio's official state tree. The Buckeye tree's name comes from the resemblance of its nut to a deer's eye. The Buckeye nut is the official mascot of Ohio State University, where students and alumni refer to themselves as Buckeyes. The Buckeye tree produces fruit in late summer and early fall. There are 88 counties in the U.S. state of Ohio. 9 of them existed at the time of the Ohio Constitutional Convention in 1802. A 10th county, Wayne, was established on August 15, 1796 and encompassed roughly the present state of Michigan. During the convention, the county was opposed to statehood and was not only left out of the convention, but dissolved. The current Wayne County is in northeastern Ohio, considerably distant from the area that was the original Wayne County. The Ohio Constitution allows counties to set up a charter government as many cities and villages do, but only Summit and Cuyahoga counties have done so, the latter having been approved by voters in November 2009. Counties do not possess home rule powers and can do only what has been expressly authorized by the Ohio General Assembly. The elected county officials in Ohio county governments include 3 commissioners, a sheriff, the highest law enforcement officer, and the county prosecutor, equivalent of a district attorney in other states, coroner, engineer, recorder, auditor, treasurer, and clerk of courts. Population figures are based on the 2023 vintage census population estimates. The population of Ohio was 11,785,935 at that time, a decrease of 0.1% from 2020. The average population of Ohio's counties was 133,931. Franklin County was the most populous, 1,326,063, and Vinton County was the least, 12,474. The average land area is 464 square miles and 1,200 square kilometers. The largest county by area is Ashtabula County at 702.44 square miles and 1,819.3 square kilometers, and its neighbor, Lake County, is the smallest at 228.21 square miles and 591.1 square kilometers. The total area of the state is 40,860.69 square miles and 105,828.7 square kilometers.
Top 10 largest cities in Ohio.
Number 10, Hamilton, Ohio. Hamilton is a city in and the county seat of Butler County, Ohio, United States. Located 20 miles and 32 kilometers north of Cincinnati along the Great Miami River, Hamilton is the second largest city in the greater Cincinnati area and the 10th largest city in Ohio. The population was 63,399 at the 2020 census. Most of the city is served by the Hamilton City School District. Number 9, Lorain, Ohio. Lorain is a city in Lorain County, Ohio, United States. It is located in northeast Ohio on Lake Erie at the mouth of the Black River, about 25 miles and 40 kilometers west of Cleveland. As of the 2020 census, the city had a population of 65,211, making it Ohio's 9th largest city, the 3rd largest in Greater Cleveland, and the largest in Lorain County by population. Number 8, Canton, Ohio. Canton is a city in and the county seat of Stark County, Ohio, United States. It is located approximately 60 miles and 97 kilometers south of Cleveland and 20 miles and 32 kilometers south of Akron in northeast Ohio on the edge of Ohio's Amish country. As of the 2020 census, the population of Canton was 70,872, making Canton 8th among Ohio cities in population. It is the largest municipality in the Canton and Massillon metropolitan area, which includes all of Stark and Carroll counties, and was home to 401,574 residents in 2020. Founded in 1805 alongside the middle and west branches of Nimishillen Creek, Canton became a heavy manufacturing center because of its numerous railroad lines. However, its status in that regard began to decline during the late 20th century, as shifts in the manufacturing industry led to the relocation or downsizing of many factories and workers. After this decline, the city's industry diversified into the service economy, including retailing, education, finance, and healthcare. Canton is chiefly notable for being the home of the Pro Football Hall of Fame and the birthplace of the National Football League. 25th U.S. President William McKinley conducted the famed Front Porch Campaign, which won him the presidency of the United States in the 1896 election from his home in Canton. The McKinley National Memorial and the William McKinley Presidential Library and Museum commemorate his life and presidency. Canton was also chosen as the site of the First Lady's National Historic Site, largely in honor of his wife, Ida Saxton McKinley. Starting in the mid-2010s, Canton began experiencing an urban renaissance, anchored by a growing arts district centrally located in the downtown area. Several historic buildings have been rehabilitated and converted into upscale lofts, attracting hundreds of new downtown residents into the city. Furthering this downtown development, in June 2016, Canton became one of the first cities in Ohio to allow the open consumption of alcoholic beverages in a designated outdoor refreshment area pursuant to a state law enacted in 2015. Number 7, Parma, Ohio. Parma is a city in Cuyahoga County, Ohio, United States, located on the southern edge of Cleveland. As of the 2020 census, its population was 81,146. Parma is the 7th largest city in the state of Ohio, the largest suburb in the state, and the 2nd largest city in Cuyahoga County after Cleveland. Number 6, Dayton, Ohio. Dayton is a city in Montgomery and Greene counties in the U.S. state of Ohio. As of the 2020 census, the city proper had a population of 137,644, making it the 6th most populous city in Ohio. It anchors the state's 4th largest metropolitan area, the Dayton metropolitan area, which had 814,049 residents. Dayton is located within Ohio's Miami Valley region, 50 miles and 80 kilometers north of Cincinnati and 60 miles and 97 kilometers west of Columbus. It is the seat of Montgomery County. Dayton was founded in 1796 along the Great Miami River and named after Jonathan Dayton, a founding father who owned a significant amount of land in the area. It grew in the 19th century as a canal town and was home to many patents and inventors, most notably the Wright brothers, who developed the first successful motor-operated airplane. It later developed an industrialized economy and was home to the Dayton Project, a branch of the larger Manhattan Project, to develop polonium triggers used in early atomic bombs. With the decline of heavy manufacturing in the late 20th century, Dayton's businesses have diversified into a service economy. Ohio's borders are within 500 miles and 800 kilometers of roughly 60% of the country's population and manufacturing infrastructure, making Dayton a logistics hub. The city is home to Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, a significant contributor to research and development in the industrial, aeronautical, and astronautical engineering fields. Along with defense and aerospace, healthcare accounts for much of the Dayton area's economy. Significant institutions in Dayton include the Air Force Institute of Technology, Carolyn Historical Park, Dayton Art Institute, Dayton Performing Arts Alliance, National Museum of the United States Air Force, and University of Dayton. Number 5. Akron, Ohio. Akron is a city in and the county seat of Summit County, Ohio, United States. At the 2020 census, the city proper had a total population of 190,469, making it the 5th most populous city in Ohio and 136th most populous city in the U.S. The Akron metropolitan area, covering Summit and Portage counties, had a population of 702,219. It is located on the western edge of the glaciated Allegheny Plateau in northeast Ohio, about 40 miles and 64 kilometers south of downtown Cleveland. After being first settled by miner Spicer in 1810, the city was founded by Simon Perkins and Paul Williams in 1825 along the Little Cuyahoga River at the summit of the developing Ohio and Erie Canal. The name is derived from the Greek word kron, signifying a summit or high point. It was briefly renamed South Akron after Eliakim Crosby founded nearby North Akron in 1833, until both merged into an incorporated village in 1836. In the 1910s, Akron doubled in population, making it the nation's fastest-growing city. A long history of rubber and tire manufacturing, carried on today by the Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company, gave Akron the nickname Rubber Capital of the World. It was once known as a center of airship development. Today, its economy includes manufacturing, education, healthcare, and biomedical research. Leading corporations include Gojo Industries, First Energy, Huntington Bank, and Charter Spectrum. Notable historic events in Akron include the passage of the Akron School Law of 1847, which created the K-12 system, the popularization of the church architectural Akron Plan, the foundation of Alcoholics Anonymous, the Akron experiment into preventing goiters with iodized salt, the 1983 Supreme Court case City of Akron v. Akron Center for Reproductive Health, and portions of the 2014 Gay Games. A racially diverse city, it has seen noted racial relations speeches by Sojourner Truth in 1851, the Ain't I a Woman speech W.E.B. Du Bois in 1920, and President Bill Clinton in 1997. In 1914, Marcus Garvey founded the Universal Negro Improvement Association in Kingston, Jamaica. Its Akron branch opened in 1921. Episodes of major civil unrest in Akron have included the Riot of 1900, Rubber Strike of 1936, the Wooster Avenue Riots of 1968, and the 2022 protests surrounding the killing of Jayland Walker. Number 4. Toledo, Ohio. Toledo is a city in and the county seat of Lucas County, Ohio, United States. At the 2020 census, it had a population of 270,871, making Toledo the 4th most populous city in Ohio, after Columbus, Cleveland, and Cincinnati. Toledo is the 85th most populous city in the United States. It is the principal city of the Toledo metropolitan area, which had 606,240 residents in 2020. Toledo also serves as a major trade center for the Midwest. Its port is the 5th busiest on the Great Lakes. The city was founded in 1833 on the west bank of the Maumee River and originally incorporated as part of the Michigan Territory. It was refounded in 1837 after the conclusion of the Toledo War, when it was incorporated in Ohio. After the 1845 completion of the Miami and Erie Canal, Toledo grew quickly. It also benefited from its position on the railway line between New York City and Chicago. The first of many glass manufacturers arrived in the 1880s, eventually earning Toledo its nickname as the Glass City. Downtown Toledo has been subject to major revitalization efforts, including a growing entertainment district. Toledo is home to the University of Toledo. Number 3. Cincinnati, Ohio. Cincinnati, nicknamed Cincy, is a city in and the county seat of Hamilton County, Ohio, United States. Settled by Europeans in 1788, the city is located on the northern side of the confluence of the Licking and Ohio rivers, the latter of which marks the state line with Kentucky. The population of Cincinnati was 309,317 in 2020, making it the third most populous city in Ohio after Columbus and Cleveland and 64th in the United States. The city is the economic and cultural hub of the Cincinnati metropolitan area, Ohio's most populous metro area and the nation's 30th largest with over 2.265 million residents. Throughout much of the 19th century, Cincinnati was among the top 10 U.S. cities by population. The city developed as a river town for cargo shipping by steamboats, located at the crossroads of the northern and southern United States, with fewer immigrants and less influence from Europe than East Coast cities in the same period. However, it received a significant number of German-speaking immigrants, who founded many of the city's cultural institutions. It later developed an industrialized economy in manufacturing. Many structures in the urban core have remained intact for 200 years. In the late 1800s, Cincinnati was commonly referred to as the Paris of America due mainly to ambitious architectural projects such as the Music Hall, Cincinnati Hotel, and Roebling Bridge. Cincinnati has the 28th largest economy in the United States and the 5th largest in the Midwest, home to several Fortune 500 companies including Kroger, Procter & Gamble, and Fifth Third Bank. It is home to 3 professional sports teams: the Cincinnati Reds of Major League Baseball, the Cincinnati Bengals of the National Football League, and FC Cincinnati of Major League Soccer. It is also home to the Cincinnati Cyclones, a minor league ice hockey team. The city's largest institution of higher education, the University of Cincinnati, was founded in 1819 as a municipal college and is now ranked as one of the 50 largest in the United States. The Sixth Circuit Court of Appeals is based in the city. Cincinnati is the birthplace of William Howard Taft, the 27th President and 10th Chief Justice of the United States. Recently, Cincinnati has been named among the 100 most livable cities in the world at number 88 and is on many best places to live lists, including livability.com and U.S. News and World Report. Forbes ranked Cincinnati as the 5th best city for young professionals in 2023. Number 2. Cleveland, Ohio. Cleveland is a city in the U.S. state of Ohio and the county seat of Cuyahoga County. Located along the southern shore of Lake Erie, it is situated across the Canada and United States maritime border and lies approximately 60 miles and 97 kilometers west of Pennsylvania. Cleveland is the most populous city on Lake Erie, the second most populous city in Ohio, and the 54th most populous city in the U.S. with a population of 372,624 in 2020. The city anchors the Cleveland metropolitan area, the 33rd largest in the U.S. at 2.18 million residents, as well as the larger Cleveland and Akron and Canton combined statistical area with 3.63 million residents. Cleveland was founded in 1796 near the mouth of the Cuyahoga River as part of the Connecticut Western Reserve in modern-day Northeast Ohio by General Moses Cleveland, after whom the city was named. Its location on the river and the lake shore allowed it to grow into a major commercial and industrial metropolis by the late 19th century, attracting large numbers of immigrants and migrants. It was among the top 10 largest U.S. cities by population for much of the 20th century, a period that saw the development of the city's cultural institutions. By the 1960s, Cleveland's economy began to slow down as manufacturing declined and suburbanization occurred. Cleveland is a port city, connected to the Atlantic Ocean via the St. Lawrence Seaway. Its economy relies on diverse sectors that include higher education, manufacturing, financial services, healthcare, and biomedicals. The city serves as the headquarters of the Federal Reserve Bank of Cleveland as well as several major companies. The GDP for the Greater Cleveland MSA was $138.3 billion in 2022. Combined with the Akron MSA, the 8 and County Cleveland and Akron metropolitan economy was $176 billion in 2022, the largest in Ohio. Designated as a global city by the Globalization and World Cities Research Network, Cleveland is home to several major cultural institutions, including the Cleveland Museum of Art, the Cleveland Museum of Natural History, the Cleveland Orchestra, the Cleveland Public Library, Playhouse Square, and the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, as well as Case Western Reserve University. Known as the Forest City among many other nicknames, Cleveland serves as the center of the Cleveland Metroparks Nature Reserve System. The city's major league professional sports teams include the Cleveland Browns football NFL, the Cleveland Cavaliers basketball NBA, and the Cleveland Guardians baseball MLB. Number 1. Columbus, Ohio. Columbus is the capital and most populous city of the U.S. state of Ohio. With a 2020 census population of 905,748, it is the 14th most populous city in the U.S., the second most populous city in the Midwest after only Chicago, and the third most populous U.S. state capital, after only Phoenix, Arizona, and Austin, Texas. Columbus is the seat of government of Franklin County. It also extends into Delaware and Fairfield counties. It is the core city of the Columbus metropolitan area, which encompasses 10 counties in central Ohio. It had a population of 2,138,926 in 2020, making it the largest metropolitan area entirely in Ohio and 31st largest metro area in the U.S. Columbus originated as numerous Native American settlements on the banks of the Scioto River. Franklinton, now a city neighborhood, was the first European settlement, laid out in 1797. The city was founded in 1812 at the confluence of the Scioto and Olentangy rivers, and laid out to become the state capital. The city was named for Italian explorer Christopher Columbus. The city assumed the function of state capital in 1816 and county seat in 1824. Amid steady years of growth and industrialization, the city has experienced numerous floods and recessions. Beginning in the 1950s, Columbus began to experience significant growth. It became the largest city in Ohio in land and population by the early 1990s. Growth has continued in the 21st century, with redevelopment occurring in numerous city neighborhoods, including downtown. The city has a diverse economy without reliance on any one sector. The metropolitan area is home to the Battelle Memorial Institute, the world's largest private research and development foundation, Chemical Abstracts Service, the world's largest clearinghouse of chemical information, and the Ohio State University, one of the largest universities in the United States. The Greater Columbus area is further home to the headquarters of 6 Fortune 500 companies, namely Cardinal Health, American Electric Power, Bath and Body Works, Inc., Nationwide, Bread Financial, and Huntington Bancshares.